Check this out, guys. Look, 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 look. Right here. It's moss. Look at this moss. This moss, you could just... nature's carpet. It's nature's carpet. I swear. This is... Look at it. Look. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's beautiful. It doesn't get any better than that, guys. You know, when you're out here and you need to take a break and you're tired from just trudging through the forest, you got this beautiful natural carpet here that you can just lay your head on. You know, sometimes I'll notice hours later that there'll be ants crawling through my hair. So that's just a little bit of a downside, but that's all part of life, right? If you can't see God in an ant, then you got to learn how to see God in an ant, you know? It's crazy because you get to a point in your journey where you see an ant, or you pull an ant out of your hair, or you see a fly, and you're able to see God staring back at you through the eyes of a fly. And you looking at it. It's all about awareness. It's all about consciousness and how consciousness manifests itself. So anyway, hope you guys want to join me for another walk through the woods. I am stepping across my favorite log that I like to practice my balance on. Because, you know, when we balance ourselves from within, we find it rather easy to balance ourselves in the outside world. And I had something I really wanted to share. I think I'm going to save it for the podcast, but something else that I've been learning. For all you guys and gals out there who are looking for the perfect relationship, you know, you're looking for your soulmate, your twin flame. You want to just be fulfilled with your partner. You know, you want to be happy in a relationship. You want to be loved. You want someone who does this and is that way and is this way and likes the same things as you and all that stuff. That's all great and everything. But something that's been growing in my awareness that I wanted to share with all of you is that relationships are not there to make you feel fulfilled or make you happy. They're not there for any of those things. Relationships exist for you to grow in consciousness and awareness. And when I first read that, I was like, well, I don't really agree with that. Because why would I be in a relationship? Because I wanna love someone. I wanna be in love. I wanna have a beautiful girl and blah blah blah. You know, get married, have a home, build a life, the whole 9 yards. And those are all wonderful things. But if you hedge all your bets on that's what it's going to be, you're going to be disappointed. Because in a relationship, it's a meeting of two egos. And if you guys haven't done the work to grow in your own awareness and presence to the point where you're still unconsciously acting out ego patterns, you guys are going to be happy for a while. And they call this the honeymoon phase, right? They call it a phase because it doesn't last, and it's when you first meet someone and you're in love and you're like, oh, everything's great. And you just forget about all your problems. You know, you forget your whole identity or whatever you chose to identify with. Suddenly all your problems seem small, insignificant. Your whole world changes and your whole world is now this person. Am I right? And that's a very natural thing for human beings when we're in love. You know, it's new, it's fresh. This person is suddenly the answer to all of your problems. And it stays like that for a while. But gradually, because we have an ego, those problems, those things that we haven't dealt with or made peace with, those old emotional pains, the traumas, they start trickling back in. And suddenly, you may even find yourself blaming your partner for these things that you're feeling within yourself, or seeing in your partner things that you don't like, when your partner is really just a reflection of you. So, and that's just a natural phase, because so many people are in relationships right now and they're miserable and it's dysfunctional, and it's like a cycle of being too much in your head or being too much in your emotions and not being present, not being aware enough. And that leads to fights and misunderstandings. And there's an ant who's really trying to bite my toe right now, and I had to shake her off because that wasn't cool. And I lost my train of thought a bit. Maybe that's for the best, who knows? Relationships are there to make you conscious. And you know, I get it, because I went through it personally a lot with relationships. You know, I'd feel like I'd finally met the one, and I'd be so happy for a while, and then something would happen. I'd feel disappointed in her or in myself, or I would do something, she'd be disappointed in me. But ultimately, I would become disappointed with this person. I would become resentful a lot of times with the other person. They weren't who I imagined them to be, right? You might even express that in a fight. You're not who I thought you were. Yeah, that's fair. But whose fault is it for thinking someone has to be a certain way to begin with, when people are just mirrors of each other? A true conscious relationship that really builds upon unconditional love is one that's rooted in presence. And if both people in a relationship can remain present and aware to the point that when they get triggered, or when they feel an emotion coming up, and they can catch that emotion right as it's happening and feel it, but switch their mode to become the observer of that emotion, not get wrapped up in it, not identify with it. That's where things start to go south. When you start identifying with your fears, your anger, or your sadness, and you let yourself act from that place, that's when you lose your consciousness. That's when you become the emotion, and that's when you tend to react or act out in a relationship. And that happens to so many people, and that's happened to me many times. And that's why relationships are some of our biggest teachers that we can ever have, because they bring consciousness to places where there otherwise wouldn't be. And if both partners are conscious, there can be some incredible healing work that can be done. This forest here, so beautiful. And I'm really grateful for all of you walking this path with me. I know it's not easy, and I know I ramble a lot. That's okay too, you know. There's a lot on my mind, a lot in my heart, a lot of things that I want to express, but these things are too good not to share. And you know, when two people can come together in a relationship and hold space for one another. Because if you're feeling something in a relationship, this is not me telling you to like stuff it down, don't express it, don't act on it. By all means, observe those feelings in a non-judgmental way and express them to your partner. And if they are expressing something to you, or they're acting out for you, just be present. Hold the space for them. Don't react, don't give into it, especially if they're acting out unconsciously towards you and you are more present, more conscious, and more aware. Don't go down to that level of unconsciousness. Hold your presence for them, because their darkness will not be able to survive in your light. And by you maintaining your presence and hearing them out, holding space for them, no matter what they're saying, no matter what they're doing, if you can stay present and conscious and aware and not react, it doesn't mean you have to take any crap from them, but if you can stay present and aware and not react, you will more than likely bring them into a state of presence with you. And that's one way you can hold the light for others in a relationship. So, I may have missed a couple things here and there. It happens sometimes, but I'm more than happy to continue these teachings because they're so vitally important. Because there's a lot happening in the world right now. There is a call going out to heal the wounded divine masculine and divine feminine. And there's a lot of bad feelings on both sides. And it's up to us as individuals to just become aware, become present enough to realize when we're getting wrapped up into the collective wounds and our individual wounds, to take a step back in presence, complete awareness, and just remember that's not who we are. The underlying message here with everything that I'm saying is you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. You're the one experiencing them. You are the limitless one. You are the light. You are the eternal being. You are the divine. You are a reflection of God. You are God experiencing itself through the eyes of a human being, having an experience. You are limitless. You are formless. You have no identity because you are everything and you are one, all at the same time. If we choose to label that or identify with something, we start to lose the beauty of it. And something else, you are love, you are joy, and you are endless. There is no end to you or your light or your potential. So thank you for being on this journey with me. And I encourage you, if there's something that, if there's something you'd like to talk about, if you have questions, if you'd like to continue this conversation in the comments, by all means, leave a comment. I'd be excited to engage with you. And if you're loving this series, then throw me a like, subscribe, or comment for more. And I'm sending you all so much love always. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week.